What's up, guys? Excuse the hair. Um, been working all day, and well, that's what hard hats do to your hair, guys. Uh, uh, I wanted to welcome, first of all, welcome to United Consensus, where we are really just trying to unite under the consensus of the Constitution, which was the original founding document of this country. It doesn't sound like much, probably to most people, probably to most, I don't know. It depends, I guess, on who you are and what your, where your priorities are. But I did want to throw this out. I did want to say that the party lines and lies are not going to save you. The political parties of the United States, I'm going to say it one more time, the political parties of the United States are not going to save you. The Democrats and all their efforts throughout the years, supposed efforts, because they weren't really efforts, all their rhetoric of helping the poor hasn't done much. Have you seen the poor increase or decrease? I don't think I have to wait on a response on that. Obviously, the poor has increased. The homelessness situation today. And even liberals who were in charge of charities that padded their own pockets. That has happened and is happening. What about the Republicans? Well, my wallet is still hurting after filling up my gas tank. And Democrats will be like, oh, you should have gone electric. Well, tell me how that's working out for you. I'm not saying it's not a... I'm not saying it's an impossible technology, but tell me how that's working out for you. Especially because electric companies are also raising prices. The right and the left are the lanes of a highway, except they are very squiggly, and they don't make any rhyme or reason as far as where they go. They're meant to keep you in line. They're meant to keep you in a certain spot, on a certain track that they will only allow you to be on. How do I know? I think it's self-evident. What is self-evident? It's something that's obvious. It's obvious to most people what's going on. It's obvious that we are not on the same track that President Trump said we would be. He said we would be tired of winning. Well, I haven't won once yet. During this administration, I have not won once. So I'm assuming, hopefully, maybe, by the beginning of the... Where are we at anyway on his... Let's see, he was elected in... He started... Yeah, right? He started his term in 2025, right? And it's 2026. So at the beginning of 2027, I'm assuming, or maybe 2028, I'll just be hitting this winning streak and I'll get tired of winning. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And you can clip this video and come back at me a couple years from now and tell me that I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, I will admit it and I'll say, hey, I was wrong. But no, we're not going to be winning. They're going to be winning, and they never get tired of winning. And again, it doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democrat. It just does not matter. When you get away from morals and you get away from the founding spirit of this country and the founding documents of this country, when you get away from that, you're not going to win. Some people will win for a while. For how long, I don't know. This whole Israel thing. I'm not against the Israeli people. I'm not particularly against the country of Israel, but I will say this. The means and the methods are what I'm against. And you can't sit there and pretend that doing the wrong thing is going to be okay because the ends justify the means. You're not going to be blessed because of murder. Yes, I do believe that we should support Israel. I don't believe that they should control us. To be clear. And this video is probably going to be, well, I'm not monetized anyway, but this is probably going to be throttled down. Oh, First Amendment doesn't apply to YouTube. Does the 13th Amendment apply to YouTube or any other private corporation? Are you telling me that some of the Constitution applies to some and other parts do not? That's where we're at. Some of you have rights and some of you don't. I don't think sidestepping morality is going to save us from destruction if we keep doing this. Whether it's from within or without, whether you believe in consequences or not. I believe in consequences. I've seen consequences in my personal life, in other people's lives. Science itself, for the atheists out there, science itself says that there are consequences for certain actions. I've seen it in car accidents, right? There are consequences for bad behavior. There are consequences for doing the wrong thing. Acting like it's okay, acting like something makes up for it, doesn't entirely work. At least not from our own efforts. And we are in a situation today. The Charlie Kirk assassination, what happened there? Seems to be a lot of cover up there. JFK, RFK. I'm talking about senior, not junior. MLK. Abraham Lincoln. And also the other things that have happened to lesser known people. The commoners, the forgotten, the veterans, the homeless. Have we lost our identity as Americans? Have we forgotten where we came from? I would say the majority of us have forgotten where we came from, who we are, what we stood for. We are no longer the people we used to be. I can even see it from I grew up in the 90s. And the country that I knew back then versus the country I knew today. No, it hasn't been all bad. And it hasn't been all good. But we've lost our identity. We've lost our stance. We don't stand up for what we actually believe. We stand up for what CNN says we should believe, what Fox News tells us we should believe, what, oh, he said something. Oh, he seems popular. Let's go with him. We don't stand up individually for what we believe in individually, whether it's popular or not. That's what freedom of speech was supposed to be. Whether it's popular or not, doesn't matter. You stand up and you speak up, and you get ridiculed. And 10 years later, the people that were ridiculing you are like, oh, crap, he was right. Right? I've seen it too many times already in my life. Where somebody stands up, they say what needs to be said, everybody tries to silence them, tries to call them crazy, evil, etc., and they end up being right. Now, maybe they didn't live to see it, but they end up being right. And you know what? In the annals of history, they will continue to live. Probably much longer than the ones that said they were wrong. We can see it with TPUSA. And even though this video is not meant to be, that's not meant to be the subject of this video. Excuse me. We saw, I would say, a real patriot, Charlie Kirk. The real patriots get killed. The ones that grift and make money off of them continue to survive. Very comfortably, very nicely, I might add. But they never have any substance of their own. They never speak anything of their own. They speak a script that somebody in the government from the left or the right give them, or from a foreign country give them. They read a script. They don't make their own words. They don't have their own spirit, their own feelings. They're dead inside. You can see it in their eyes. Right? And my eyes look tired, so yes, my spirit is tired, but it's not gone. They don't create their own stuff. They are not artists. They are copiers. They are printers. And although printers are nice, although there are those with great ideas that repeat those great ideas, other people will repeat the same great ideas that one author will have. They'll repeat the author's ideas. That's fine. That's fine. But what are some of these guys doing? They are repeating not the ideas of the founder, but their own ideas. And they use the founder's name. We see that a lot today. Don't we see that a lot? Don't we see that in a lot of Christian churches? Where we've got so-called pastors that go out there and they tell you to donate your money. Give me your money. Sow your seed of coin and paper. In the name... Right? That even embarrasses me to imitate that. But in the name of Jesus, give us your money. In the name of Charlie Kirk, give us your money. And Charlie Kirk was no Jesus. There is no other like Jesus. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of grift out there, built on somebody else's success, built on somebody else's mind and genius. And although in the everyday scientific world that's a good thing, I would say it's disingenuous on the side of the philosophical and the intellectual. Now, we all repeat good ideas, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that I would not repeat a good idea. But you can just tell. You can tell about people. There's that gut instinct that I'm learning in life is usually right. Or at least cautions you. Keeps you away from danger. We've got a lot of grifters, ladies and gentlemen, in this country. Grifters that will bring up the Constitution, but they don't follow it. Grifters that will ignore the First and Second Amendments, but still claim that they are following the Constitution. And they'll clutch their pearls. They will clutch their pearls when one side does something that they don't like, and they say, "Oh, the Constitution." But then the others, but then when they're in charge, they do something unconstitutional, and they don't clutch their pearls. Everybody's clutching their pearls, but they're not addressing the elephant in the room. They're not addressing the stuff that flies by night on a Friday afternoon or evening. Laws that get voted that were not anything that any of us, we the people, wanted. Executive orders on both sides. I'm not happy with either side. Both sides piss me off. Both sides, over the past, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years probably, have done so much against the will of we the people, the will of the individual. They'll do it for everybody else. Are you a different country? Here, have some money. Were you not born in this country? Here, have some money. Do you have a different ideology and hate this country? Here, have some money. We'll help you guys. Why don't they do that for the homeless? For the veterans? Why? Why not? Ask yourself this. You. Behind that screen, ask yourself that question. Turn off the Kardashians and the American Idol and the football and the whatever. Turn it off for a second and ask yourself that question. Why? Why am I, a person who was born here, who is a citizen here, why does the government hate me so much? You know what I mean? Or at least, why do I feel like the red-headed stepchild of the world? to this, our once great country? Why is it now being run by a bunch of grifters who will only give with the expectation of receiving in return? I'll leave you with that. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not like asking for likes, shares, and subscribes, but I will ask for the sharing. Share this video to people that need to see it. To people that don't need to see it. Just get it out there. I don't like my face any more than anybody else does, but I think the words are important. So please share this. If you do like the video, please like. I'm not trying to say not to do any of those things. I just don't like to ask. But do let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do let me know if you disagree. I'm not going to debate everybody on here, but maybe you've got a different viewpoint. I fully support freedom of speech, so I don't throttle comments. I do not shut the comments down or lock them up or anything else like that, like a lot of people do that don't like to be called out or they don't like to listen to criticism. I believe in full transparency and freedom of speech, even if I don't like it. Okay, just saying. But let me know, what are your thoughts? Where are you in this journey of life and your viewpoints and whatnot? Where do you stand on the Constitution? You know, this is important. These are important discussions that we should be having instead of hiding behind somebody else's script. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you next time.